Hey y'all, it's Indigo here, coming at you with round two. We're in the third week of Grand Arena Championships Season 5, and I want to show you guys how things went down. I'm up against a tough opponent this time, a guy from Team Instinct, and he's 6.3 million GP to my 5.6. So I ran the bot comparisons. He's got quite a bit more roster depth than I do, but his mods are crazy fast. Like, he's got so many more high speed mods than I do. And you can see by the time I get to check the board out, he's already gone, cleared my side of the board. Looks like he did stumble one time, which bought me a little bit of room. But based on what he sets out on defense, on his GAC history, I know I'm in for a tough road. And you can see out front, if you take a look at the board, he's got some tough teams out there. So it's going to be a struggle, guys. And we're going to go through. I'll show you kind of what he laid out for me and what my plan of attack was. It's definitely important to do your homework. So he's got General Skywalker in the 501st up top. Then he's got a Kira squad down south, but with Newt in it. So something a little bit different, I guess, that you don't see all the time. And then down south, he's got a Grievous team. Thankfully, it's a standard Grievous team. And then he's got some bounty hunters. He's got Django lead. He's got Nest in there. And he's got a Relic Watt in there. And this is important, I think, in doing my homework. I noticed that his Django was going to be faster than my Imperial Troopers anyway, so I was going to have to use something better than I normally use. I can't use Imperial Troopers to take these guys out just because they would outspeed my Stark. So I think him putting Watt in there, honestly, in my own opinion, doesn't add a lot of value, since I'm going to have to use something good anyway to take these guys out. If it was slower, I guess that would be a block toward my Imp Troopers. But yeah, I wasn't planning to use them anyway. So hopefully I can find something else to use them on, because there's no way I'm going to chance it. I'm definitely going to take something good against those bounty hunters. And especially since there's Nest and Watt in there, I mean, I'm not going to mess around. So I'm going to have to burn some power on that team anyway. And then I've got a plan for the rest of the teams. So let's dive into it and you can see kind of what I did. So first up, thankfully, is a standard Grievous team. I was worried that he might throw that Relic Watt in there, because that makes it a lot tougher and you got to use different counters. And I probably would have just run out of good teams to use. But thankfully, I'm able to use my Night Sisters here. And you know, I've mentioned this before. I like using the MT lead. I tried the DACA lead once, and I just didn't like the flow of the battle. It wasn't comfortable to me. But I think that with MT lead, it does really good with the plague and all the deaths, helping to ramp up DACA's health and helping to ramp up Asajj. And the fact that they can just come back and you can get, you know, bonus hits whenever you're calling one of them to hit from the grave. So I like it. I got enough relics where I think it's pretty decent. And we've got that territory war going on right now, so I was able to get some practice in there too and make sure that I knew exactly what I was going to do. And it was actually against, I picked a harder Grievous team than this one to practice on, and it worked out fine. So went into this match fully confident. You can see that it does get dicey where, you know, people are dying, low health all the time, and then DACA is able to bring them back, thankfully, and you start with a full board of characters again. So even if Grievous starts going after someone, he's got all 5 targets to choose from. And then by the time he gets back around to maybe DACA, she's already got her ability charged up and she can bring everybody back again. And that's what she does. And I found out, someone told me that the trick is don't let DACA get to yellow health. if she gets into the yellow, then Grievous is gonna basically see that and go after her, start attacking her, and if he does that crawl and stuns her and all that, then it's game over. Well, here she's never in danger of going into the yellow. Her health has to be at 300, 400,000, I don't know, but there's so many deaths going on, and she's gaining, was it like 10% each time, that her health is stacking up huge. And so, I mean, there's no way that she's going down into the yellow. She's keeping up with Grievous as his damage escalates. And you can see that he's the last one left. I'm just doing what I can to throw Plague on there. And you're not going to win, efficient banners because there's no way to get protection. But you just try to make sure all 5 are alive. So that way you at least get 55 banners and be able to not burn like a Jedi team. And I do. I got my 55 banners and was able to use NS. So that's good. I just went in hard with my Darth Revan team with Malik. Just took the full Sith Empire team against his bounty hunters. I figured I didn't want to mess around with Ness there, with Watt handing out the techs. And then he's got good bounty hunters. So yeah, I can't play around trying to send in some under-geared characters or anything. And I already have counters laid out for what he normally puts out. So unless he, throws something different that I haven't seen from his history, I should be in good shape. So we can afford to blow DR here and take this team out and just not have to worry about it. I'm just trying to do so as efficiently in banners as I can, because I've got a little bit of wiggle room, but you always want to be efficient. You don't want to chance it. I may drop a battle anytime if one of my counters doesn't work. So I don't want to be too sloppy. Here we go. Just got Ness left to deal with. Try to keep her feared and then get a big hit in. And I do. And I got 57 there. So I'm able to clear that bottom zone. And now I can see what he's got waiting for me in back. And thankfully, it was this. It was just Night Sisters, which he likes to use on defense, and then Ewoks. So I found a target for my Imp Troopers, which is great. And I know what I'm going to use for Night Sisters because I planned that out already. Now we're going to go back up top, start taking these teams out, and see what's behind there. And I have an idea of what's behind there. He likes to keep his Darth Revan on defense. So I'm looking forward to seeing that back there. So we'll go ahead and use CLS as the General Skywalker counter. And I mentioned it in my last video. I've been substituting Watt in for C-3PO. I think Watt makes it a bit more reliable. Putting that weapons tech on my Relic 7 Han really does make a huge difference. I mean, the amount of damage that he can throw down, I think it more than compensates for not having exposes from C-3PO. And I think that I'm probably closer to maybe 90% win rate with this counter, or even higher, versus 70-30 or so with C-3PO. I mean, things can just go wrong. So I like it. You don't get as many banners because usually somebody dies, and it's sloppy. You're not going to win banner efficiency, but it's a good way to use a lesser team to take out what's one of the top meta arena teams right now. So that's what I'm doing, just trying to make sure that hopefully none of my guys die. You can see it's hard with CLS trying to keep him alive, because you got to kind of judge when to use his move to flip his stance and gain some health and protection back. And you got to just do everything at the right time and kind of see how the battle flows to do it. Right there, look, he's down in the red. I mean, it gets dicey. Thankfully, I had his stance flip, so I did that. Got some health and protection back. Able to take out the clones with Han there. And there we go. Now it's just down to General Skywalker. Thankfully, he went right after Watt. and that's fine. Watt's guarded, so he's actually a bit tankier when he does have guard. I can't wait till he's relicked, and then my CLS will get guard back. And I was able to finish it off, get only 52 banners, but good enough. And now we got this Cure team. It's also got Dengar in it. So, and then I mentioned Newt. Newt is a scoundrel, so he can benefit from her lead, I guess. But you just don't see that. Usually it's Newt lead. People like to put that out to take off banners. When he's in the 5th slot, he's not the lead. He doesn't really pass that extortion a whole lot. Doesn't have that ability to just spread from everyone around the team. So I don't really have to worry about him too much. I just wanted to get out Vandor, take my first order in there, and that's what I'm doing. Getting Vandor out of there. Now you can see I got L3 down. Once she's out of the picture, it gets a heck of a lot easier. Then I don't have to worry about a taunt coming up at the wrong time or anything like that. Don't have to spend too good of a team to take this one out. So take out Kira. Now I've got Newt to deal with. Trying to see now at this point if there's any way to heal up some banners. Try to be as efficient as I can while I'm taking these teams out. So I've got Newt. He's stunned. Dengar's in stealth though. Nothing I can do there. I'm just trying to buff up my team as good as I can. That way they can get health and protection back. But it's very limited because I need Stormtrooper to do it. So I've just got Dengar to deal with now. Not much I can do to drag this battle out. Throw him a stun. I did swap some turn meter over to Stormtrooper, you know, put the buffs up and everything. And I was able to squeak out 60 banners. So that was pretty good being able to do that. I can't always time it correctly. Now we'll open up the back. And I was right. He does have his Darth Revan back there. But he also just has a basic Karth team, which is another huge bonus for me. Because having 2 weak teams to deal with is much better than having, super strong teams. Like if you were to throw in a hard EP team or something, I might struggle with that. And I can take out Karth and the Ewoks pretty easily. Let's go ahead and take out this Darth Revan team. And this is why I saved my own General Skywalker. Because he had a 353, I think it was. 353 Malik. That Malik was going to go first no matter what I used. So the only way to get around that was my General Skywalker team. I couldn't do a mirror match. I couldn't use, Jedi as a counter. I mean, there was nothing else I could do to get through this team. I have to use my General Skywalker. So I had to save him for offense. And of course, it works pretty well. I've used it in Arena. I'm familiar with the team. And he's got a lot of mechanics to where he can definitely take out a Sith Empire team. So it's not a terrible matchup for me here. I'm just trying to do so as efficiently as I can in banners. But you see, you got that ball lightning off. Takes a bit of banners off of everybody. So not very pretty. 54 banners there. But got rid of his hardest team remaining. So now we're going to go back down south. I know what I want to use for these guys. Take out these teams. And then we'll deal with that last Karth team up top. So Ewoks is easy. I'm going to use my Imp Troopers. Take them out. I did check the speeds and all that to make sure it wasn't some kind of a trick. But nope, they were just basic Ewoks. So this is why I don't like putting Ewoks on defense. But hey, if they work for you, they work for you. But that's 60 banners for my Imp Troopers. So that one's good for me. And then I specifically saved my Padme team for this. Because I know he puts Night Sisters on defense. And because of that, Padme makes a great counter. I've been using that FO with Watt. But I needed Watt now in my General Skywalker counter. So I had to make sure that I had something that worked. And Padme is pretty much guaranteed to work against Night Sisters. Only difference is you might get, 55 banners once everybody loses protection. Well, in this case, I was able to bring C-3PO since I didn't use him in my General Skywalker team. And I'm able to take out these Night Sisters pretty effectively, using him to throw Confuse, throw the Mass Assist. And they're going after Kenobi like they should. I've got Ahsoka in there, which is great because she's assisting and removing taunt from Zombie every time people are using specials. It's great having her back in the Padme team. Now I'm just trying to take out these last couple Night Sisters. Got them down into the red. Kill Zombie again. Asajj, thankfully I dodged that hit. Now I can get a hit in on Asajj and get rid of her. Now I just have Spirit and Zombie left to deal with. Get some more protection up, and that should take everybody out. And look at that. I was able to take him out, and he hit 60 banners, which never happens with the Padme team. Like 60 banners on that, I was amazed. So now all I have to do is not fuck up on this last team, and I'm in great shape. So I just have a basic Karth team to deal with, and we're going to take them out using what's left in my roster, which thankfully is Traya. Traya and friends got the Triumvirate, got Thrawn, and I threw my EP in there just as a 5th to make sure I can stun and shock them and all that business. I don't really have to be efficient here. I just have to win without dropping a battle, since he did drop one battle, gave me a little bit of a cushion. As long as I can get through this, I should be fine. So that's why I took my best characters in, make sure I can get this done, stun everybody, dispel, drain life, all that good stuff. That way I'm not in danger of anything happening. I've got Held by Hatred from Nihilus that I'm trying to get to, make sure he's buffed up. I just want to keep everybody as healthy as I can while I'm trying to, keep like Zalbar on timeout. I've got Mission stunned over there. Right now I'm trying to decide who I should top up with protection. You can see I've got Annihilate up, so we'll just take Zalbar out of the picture completely. And there's my Held by Hatred. So cooldown's done there. Just make sure I'm topped up. Tried to use his, see if he had his big move to get some protection back, but he did not. But that's okay. So I was able to pick up 58 banners there. Not too bad. And that's it. It was a pretty fast attack this time against a pretty hefty opponent. Definitely a good match. I got 1896 to his 1874, and we'll be moving on to the finals. So I'll be looking forward to that. Reached out to my opponent and congratulated him on a good fight, and he was cordial, so that was good. We'll see you guys in the next round. Shout out to my buddy Mikayas. He runs a modding service. He'll go through, make sure you got the right squad compositions and the right mods on the right characters. Give your account a real nice tune-up. I'll put the link to his Discord in my description. Go ahead and check him out. Tell him Indigo sent you. Thanks for watching my video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share your comments down below, and hopefully you'll check out my other videos on my channel. Peace.